Good morning students, welcome back to Alchemy online classes. Student, as we learning about the Thar desert, we learned that the Thar desert is a hot desert and it's covered the most part of Rajasthan, some part of Gujarat and some part of Haryana. We also learned that days of Thar deserts are very hot, but at the same time night of Thar deserts are very cold. Why it is so? For that, we can do an experiment. Take a tray and fill it with the sand, and take one more tray and fill it with water, and keep that trays in direct sunlight. When you keep that trays in direct sunlight for 2 to 3 hours, you can see that sand is getting hot easily. And when you take the trays back to your home and keep it under the fan, you can see the sand is cooling down easily, faster than water. So the temperature of sand is increasing in sunlight and decreasing in cool time, means without sunlight. So this is the feature of sand, that it is getting hotter easily and it is getting colder easily. Because of sand, people of Rajasthan feeling hot during daytime and feeling cold during night. The same thing applies on weather conditions of Rajasthan. Like in winter, the temperature get down to 10 degrees and in summer, the temperature raised up to 50 degrees. This is the climate condition of the Thar desert. Now we'll read the climate of Thar desert through our course book. The climate of the Thar desert is hot and dry. The days are very hot and the nights are very cold. On a hot summer day, the temperature can go up to 50 degrees Celsius. In the winter, it can go down to less than 10 degrees Celsius. Therefore, it is difficult for plants and animals to survive here. Some plants like cactus, dates can survive because this kind of plants need less water. At the same time, some animals like camel, we know camel can store water for a long time. So the camel can survive and some other animal can survive in this climate. People who are belonging from Rajasthan or the Thar desert can survive because they are habited of this kind of weather. But the other peoples who are not habited, who are living in the plains or hilly area, cannot survive because of the changing of climate during day and night. Now come to I Wish I Knew session. Antarctica is the largest desert on the earth. It is a cold desert and remains covered in snow throughout the year. It is the driest, windiest and coldest place on the earth. Antarctica is the coldest desert of the earth and it is the largest also. The Antarctica never faces the sunlight because it is the coldest desert and driest desert. It covers with snow throughout the year. Now come to our topic, the climate of Thar desert. We are discussing about Thar desert. The Thar desert, as we learn, it is the hot desert, but in winter it's remain very cool. As we done the experiment, we have tried that during the summer month, when there is a lot of sunlight, it becomes very hot and the sand heats up. But during winter months, the temperature dips and makes the sand cool. That is why the temperature goes down below the 10 degrees. This phenomenon of drop in temperature is also experienced during day and night in the Thar desert. During day, the temperature is very high and during night, by night the temperature goes down. The fast heating and cooling of sand is responsible for the huge temperature difference between days and nights in the Thar desert. So this is about the climate of Thar desert. Now students, our next topic is sand dunes. Have you heard this word sand dunes? What is sand dunes? Yeah, sand dunes means hills of sand. So now tell me, why are sand dunes a common feature in the desert? Because in the desert it found everywhere sand dunes are there. And how are sand dunes formed? It is formed by the strong wind. When the strong winds are blowing, they carrying sand with them and creating hills of sand. Now we'll learn about the sand dunes through our course book. One of the most notable features of the Thar desert is its sand dunes. Sand dunes are mounds or hills of the sand formed by strong wind. As there is not much vegetation, wind keeps changing the form and location of these sand dunes. So as we learn that sand dunes are formed by blowing wind. Because there is less vegetation in desert area, sand dunes are common feature in desert area. And it is formed by lack of vegetation. There is nothing, no roots or very less roots to hold the sand or the soil. That is why sand is moving with blowing air and creating different shapes or different forms of sand dunes. And its sand is also changing its location with wind. If the moving wind is blowing towards east to west, the sand will also move with east to west. So this is how sand dunes are formed.